My name is Julia Lyons and I'm the co-founder of Easy City, which I set up about 14 years ago here in Cork. There's plenty of things to avoid during a job interview, but some of the really big things for me are don't interrupt, never interrupt. So if somebody's asking you a question, wait until they're finished asking the question before you answer. And then in my experience, I've seen a lot of people who jump in before you finish speaking sometimes, and also before they really understand what you've asked, because maybe they're nervous and because they want to make a good impression, so they jump in with the answer and it may not be the answer to the question that you've asked. So my advice would always be slow down, take your time. If you don't understand a question, ask to repeat the question. Say, I'm sorry, I'm not sure I understood correctly. Could you repeat that for me? There's no problem for me when somebody asks that. I prefer that somebody would ask that and then take a little bit of time and consideration to answer the question properly. And you don't need to jump in. If you take a moment, a pause before answering, for me it doesn't reflect negatively, it reflects positively that you're taking a bit of consideration to the question. If you can't find the word in English, use a different way. Often people will stop, they'll get stuck, and they'll use the word in their own language, and then they'll say, oh, I don't know how to say it in English. Just use the vocabulary that you have, always continue and find another way to express yourself. Don't get stuck and don't try to remember what's that word in English, what's that word. If you're trying to explain to me something in particular, use another way around it. Use your English to explain it in a different way, even if it's a very basic, simple way. It shows me that you know how to get around an obstacle, you know how to get around a challenge, and you'll keep moving forward. I've seen a lot of strange things during job interviews. Probably one of the more strange encounters was when somebody started crying in a job interview, which I really wasn't expecting at all. It was a face-to-face person interview, it wasn't via Skype or phone, so the person was sitting across the desk from me. It was a girl and she was very nice, a lovely person, but when I asked her what she would see for her life in 5 to 10 years' time, how she would see if she was successful and happy, what that would mean for her, she actually became quite emotional, talking about the fact that she would just love to have a very happy life, job satisfaction, and to have a family of her own, and that was really important to her. And she became quite emotional, and I was quite shocked, but at the same time, I thought it was really human. I'm not suggesting that everybody should cry in an interview, but it happened and it was quite natural in the way that it happened. But it was, one of the stranger experiences that I've had.
Thank you, Julia, for your advices for the job interview.
Very welcome.